My name is Bill Stahl. I am the CEO, co-founder, and chief qualitative scientist of ThinkSheet Inc. Welcome to this episode in our ThinkSheet, the real world, yesterday, today, and tomorrow playlist, the next generation podcast, featuring a global macro case study, country risk reward ranking, and ThinkSheet's one page, one place, one platform, and signature output, the one pager. The original user was a global strategist with a reputation similar to Byron Wien of Blackstone. Ongoing sources include Stephen Roach, former head of Morgan Stanley Asia, and now a senior fellow at Yale's Institute of Global Affairs, and Jim Chanos, a leading short seller from their Bloomberg TV debates in 2009-11, whether China would have a soft or hard landing. Henry Kissinger and Dr. Doom, Nouriel Roubini. The strategist team's questions include: what are the issues? What are the drivers? Who are the thought leaders? What's new? And how do we tell a story? And what are the most similar models and modules in the ThinkSheet case library and our proprietary ThinkSheet case library? ThinkSheet cases are similar to Westlaw cases for lawyers in that new cases are constantly being added, and the case library is searchable for historical precedents to create new ThinkSheet models with maximum accuracy and speed. As always, our case studies prioritize the qualitative issues, like Robert Schiller's Animal Spirits, cultural differences like Confucius for China and Christianity for the West, and Xi Jinping with his extraordinary policy pivots for COVID, the property developers, and Alibaba and the big tech companies. Qualitative drivers: debt-fueled development without equivalent economic benefit, the ghost cities in 2010, and unfinished apartments and developer defaults in 2023. Xi's signature project since elected in 2012, the Belt and Road. So what's new? COVID and the Ukraine war did not exist until 2020 and 2022 and have been integrated into the models. Thought leaders like David Darst, who wrote the book on asset allocation and was the main source for the country risk reward framework. These are the real world metrics for Stephen Roach's soft landing framework and Jim Chanos' hard landing framework. First, the ranking of the 7 large economies. This is a soft landing ranking scenario communicated as a visual story for fast and easy cognition and debate, highlighting the most positive drivers in green and negative drivers in red, with Brazil first at 89%, China second at 86%, and the US fifth at 8%. These are the 3 scenarios for the Tier 1 metrics, so the team can iterate through alternative what-if scenarios on the fly in meetings. Our hard landing users occasionally weight the financial and economic data 0% because they don't trust the government-published numbers, like China's COVID cases. The Tier 2 political and social submetrics and weights, and economic and financial submetrics and weights, both updatable on the fly. ThinkSheet re-ranks the metrics whenever the team changes the weights, and the critical issues, catalysts, risk, and X factors are usually the highest weights. You can see the alternative scenarios for each country, like China, driven by the catalyst. Roach's 200 to 600 million people moving into the middle class, and Chanos, the empty cities, with a huge 186% difference in scores for China and its ranking moving from second to 7th and last. The qualitative factors are the drivers, communicated in symbolic language that users, colleagues, and clients understand. Everyone can see the complete thought processes for both scenarios as a visual story and debate each data point and judgment and see the new scores and ranking instantly. Our users and partners continuously update this use case, including changes and conclusions like Stephen Roach stating last year that he is no longer a China bull, while Jim Chanos remains a China bear. Remember that the global macro models, like all ThinkSheet models, are modular, and modules like U.S.-China relations, the chip war, and the war in Ukraine can be used for other use cases, such as business resiliency for the C-suite, portfolio management for equities, oil prices for commodities, and industrial policies and national security by the U.S. government.